Whew. Whoa! Whoa, yeah! Hey guys, yeah, what's up? Hey everybody, my name is Marcus Knipp. Thanks for coming out to my show. This is my first attempt at doing any kind of stand-up comedy, so just so I can give you guys a quick rundown of how this is supposed to work. I'm a comedian. I'm here supposed to make you guys laugh. Your guys' job is to actually laugh and not make me feel bad about myself so I don't go home and start cutting. But as far as comedians go and things like that, I've always been kind of told and realized from the comedians that I like to watch and listen to their stand-up and their material is you gotta be honest. You gotta share real-life actual experiences that you guys have. So the best way that I can think to do that, at least to start out with this first little bit that I'm trying out here, is to talk about homeschooling. Homeschooling's buck wild. It's a very insane thing that I was able to be a part of for like literally 17 years. So it's crazy. The biggest question, which I think we should get out of the way first, is what's the biggest difference between homeschool and real school? I was asked that all the time, and the best answer that I can come up with is my teachers could hit me. So there's that. But another big thing is your teachers can be way more honest with you. Your mom and your teachers can be way more honest with you. You're never gonna graduate. Give up. Quit trying now. Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate that. Real helpful. Real useful. But you can't blame my mom for thinking that I was an idiot. Really. I mean, I had two older siblings who she taught the same way she attempted to teach me, and they turned out great. My brother was taking college classes at the age of 14. It was insane. And then as my mom would always say, is that you're half retarded. I prefer the term dyslexic personally, but difference of opinion. Everybody's different. So bullies is an issue that is really, really weird to deal with as a homeschooler, because the parent-teacher conference where your teachers kind of talk to you about the things you're struggling with, and you kind of got to get a little vulnerable, takes place at the dining room table with your peers all around you. So a little bit cruel and unusual because of that, and your bullies are all your siblings, so they are twice as cruel as anybody else could be. They know where you live. They're around 24 hours a day. And if you are the youngest, and in a traditional homeschool family, there's 18 of them. So you're outnumbered by a lot, and it's very, very terrifying. It's an insane thing. But that's sort of the middle school, sort of elementary school stuff that I was talking about before. Let's talk about high school. What's one of the biggest advantages to going to high school? Of course, high school dances. Really, for public school, for traditional school people, it is a great thing that is kind of a rite of passage that a lot of people love and they talk about to this day, even as they become adults. They think back, oh, prom, what a great, great time. What about high school dances for homeschoolers? It's the worst possible idea ever, and it's the worst possible idea ever for around 3 reasons, I think, that I haven't narrowed down to. Reason number 1, these kids are homeschooled. They're awkward, they're weird, and they're only around their family. Or mostly what I'm talking about is moms. Moms have a tendency to look at the kids with rose-colored glasses. Thus, you experience, I kid you not, my senior prom, a lot of dancing that looks like this. And it's not done in a funny way. It's not done in any way besides they legitimately think that looks good because they've been told that from their mom multiple times. But that's not the only kind of weird, awkward dancing that takes place at homeschool dances. I went to a fall formal, and this is the opposite end of the spectrum. I went to a fall formal when I was probably a freshman. There was roughly 1,400 girls that attended, 3 guys. 2 of those guys had dates. I didn't. But you go there, they tell you how to do some kind of weird box step to a waltz, I think, and maybe swing dancing of some kind. Don't really remember, but after they taught us this, they had all the guys make a big circle around the room, and the girls had to rotate, whether they had a date or not, whether they wanted to dance or not. All the girls had to rotate through all the guys, and the guys had to dance with all the girls, and the girls had to go and dance with all the guys. And it was potentially, to this day, the most awkward situation I've ever been in my entire life. Excuse me. Reason number 2, homeschool dances are dumb and the worst kind of idea. Let's take a bunch of teenagers with raging hormones who are buck wild and insane. throw them into a big room with the opposite sex. Now, mind you, they've never been around anybody of the opposite sex who they're not related to. We throw them into this big room, shut off all the lights, and play music. Sometimes ranging from old stuff that you're supposed to waltz to bad pop. That's can't be a good idea. I don't understand how people could even think of it as a good idea. But the last reason that I want to say that homeschool dances are sort of buck wild The last reason I want to say that homeschool dances are really buck freaking wild is homeschoolers are some of the most extreme people you ever meet. And you have like the legalistic, conservative, ridiculous side and the liberal, very free to be you side over here. And you get things like your senior year, there are 2 proms, one kind of thrown by the legalistic, conservative side and one thrown by the other side, and you then have a choice to make. Do I go to this one and have to do that stupid fall formal kind of dancing that I did again and be put in that awkward situation? Or do I go to the liberal free one and get labeled a slut by everybody on this side for the rest of my life? And also suffer through watching people dance the way that I previously just demonstrated. But it's not all bad being homeschooled. You get to see a lot of things besides the kind of dancing that I talked about, besides seeing a group of a lot of girls being forced to dance with like these 6 guys in a really weird, awkward, sort of rotating system. You get to see a lot of like other neat things that like you guys will never get to experience if you weren't homeschooled. I've seen a lot of jean jumpers. And half of you guys are sitting there thinking like, what's a jean jumper? The other half of you are picturing something in your head. And to that half I want to say, twice as worse as anything you're imagining in your head. Very bad, very awful, very horrible idea. I've seen a lot of unironic, not making a joke, socks with flip-flops in a bad way. I've seen a lot of delayed twins, and there's roughly 16 of them, and they all have hand-me-down jeans from the brother older than them with, you can tell because they're just a little too short, t-shirt tucked in, no belt. A lot of look, but you see it everywhere, and I've seen a lot of people dress like this. I went to a homeschool convention, which is kind of crazy in and of itself that exists as a thing. And I've been to this homeschool convention, and it's insane, some of the stuff you see. But more insane than the homeschool convention is you walk outside, and you look at the parking lot, and I kid you not, you see an ocean, a freaking vast ocean of 15-passenger vans. I mean, you're sitting there convinced, well, this is either a homeschool convention and or a pedophile convention. I don't exactly know which yet. Let me go back in and find out. I mean, both of them have really bad social skills. But you get to see like other neat things, like some of the worst awkward, bad, cringeworthy flirting that you've ever sort of even thought about experiencing or seen in your life. It is so cringeworthy and bad that I'm not going to recount any stories that I've seen because it's so bad and gross and dumb that it's not funny. It's just funny for me to talk to you about how bad and dumb and gross it is. But in an attempt to be honest, like I said before, these are all things that, yes, I did attend. Yes, very much are real-life accounts, and very much are who I am as a person. So that's me. I'm sure I flirted with girls in as cringeworthy and awkward of a way. I'm sure I've danced like that at some kind of dance or anything I've been to. Please don't judge me, and come back next week for more attempted stand-up. Thanks for coming out, guys. It's been a great show. Thanks. Whoa, yeah. Ba, ba, da, ba, yeah.